Hello everyone. So this was the home assignment last time around. Now if you look at the question, a current carrying closed loop is placed in a uniform magnetic field which is along AB. So say magnetic field is along this, but remember magnetic field is uniform. तो अगर एक यूनिफॉर्म मैग्नेटिक फील्ड में एक क्लोज लूप को रखते हैं, वी नो नेट फोर्स ऑन द लूप इज 0. I can write that net force as and let us say the current is flowing like this. Correct? Now if you look on AB, if you look at on this part AB, so for AB it will be and you can see length and B are 180, so cross product will be 0. Hence I can say so force on CA is negative of force on BC, and hence force on CA will be equal to minus F. So the correct answer is option 1. Okay. Let's move to the next one. Now if you look at this, I have to find out net force on the loop. So I have to find out net force on this. I can break this segment into two parts, 1, 2, 3 and 4. Okay. Now what happens at 2 and 4? Let's try to understand. At a distance of x, if I am taking a small segment of dx here and small segment of dx here, so force on that small segment of 2 is I dx cross B, and df4 will be because magnetic field at both those locations will be same due to this wire. So can I say they are going to cancel out each other? This is going to happen at each and every part of 2 and 4. So can I say this is one conclusion. Let us talk for wire 1. Field at the location of 1 will be and it is into the plane. So it is equal to J cross minus K. So J cross minus K will become minus I. Okay. F2 will be F3 will be because field at the location of wire 3 is also into the plane. Four pi. This will be I cap. So net force We have already told summation of these two will turn out to be 0. So if I put the value of the remaining 2, this is the required answer. Fine. You can note this down. Now we discuss about current carrying loop as a magnetic dipole. Now suppose we have a current carrying loop carrying current in this manner. We can say there will be field lines like this. And these will be the directions. We know magnetic field lines create closed loops. So if magnetic field lines are produced, that means this current carrying loop is just behaving like a magnet which also produces magnetic field lines, like a bar magnet. Field lines outside they go from north pole to south pole, and inside they run from south to north. This is their direction, right? So can I say in a way this current carrying loop is just behaving as a magnetic dipole? You must be reminded of electric dipole also. We call this kind of system as electric dipole, right? But remember, electric field lines were not forming closed loop, right? So that is why we can say a current carrying loop is behaving as a magnetic dipole. Okay. So if you look at this loop having current in the given sense, by looking at the field lines, can I say the upper part is behaving as north pole and the lower part is behaving as south pole, right? Because field are entering here. So outside you can see field enters south pole and leaves north pole. So upward face will behave as north pole and the downward face will behave as south pole. Similarly, if I have a loop like this carrying current in this manner, you can decide the direction of field lines. It will be like this. So can I say the face on this side is then behaving as north pole and face on this side is behaving as south pole, correct? If I consider say a small solenoid like this, field lines will be somewhat like this, correct? So can I say this end is behaving as north pole and this end is behaving as south pole and this entire thing is behaving as a magnet, and you can see inside it is going from south to north. So this is how loops are going to behave as magnetic dipole. Okay, and they are going to behave as magnetic dipole, they must have some magnetic moment, right? Let's try to figure out what is the formula for this magnetic moment. Say we have a ring carrying current I, and on the axis of this ring at some point P, which is at a distance of D from this ring of radius R, we know field is this much. If D is very large as compared to R, so basically I am considering a point which is very far away as compared to the magnetic dipole, it then becomes two dq. I multiply with 2 pi, I divide by 2 pi. Okay, B then becomes do you remember we have a similar kind of result for a point on the axis of a very short electric dipole also, and that formula was like this. Look at the similarities here. Mu naught by 4 pi is constant in case of magnetism, K is constant in terms of electrostats. This should have been 2 kp. So 2 is common also in both of them. D cube is common. So here P represented dipole moment or electric dipole moment. So this term here will represent magnetic dipole moment. So can I say magnetic moment or magnetic dipole moment? In this case is I into pi r square. For any generalized loop, this magnetic moment then can be written as I into A and remember we are right now talking about having single turn. Right? You can note this term. A is nothing but area enclosed by current carrying loop. Direction of area vector. Curl the fingers of right hand in the sense of current. The direction of thumb gives us the direction of area vector. So if the loop is like this, current is like this, if you curl the fingers, your thumb will be out of the plane. So in this case, area vector will be in k cap direction. If I change the sense, if you now curl the fingers of your right hand in the direction of current, thumb will be into the plane. So area will be, vector will be in minus k cap direction. And if you know the direction of A vector, you know the direction of M vector, which is magnetic moment or magnetic dipole moment. Fine. You can note this down. So the question we have here is, it says there is a square of side L carrying current I. XY directions are shown. We have to find the magnetic moment. Okay. So first of all, if you curl the fingers in the sense of current, your thumb will be out of the plane. So can I say area vector will be plus j cap and it will be equal to L square. Sorry, it is out of the plane, so area vector will be k cap. So area will be L square k cap. Therefore magnetic moment will be I into L square k cap. Okay, the question then here says there is a loop as shown in the figure. I have to find out the magnetic moment of this loop. Can I say this loop can be imagined to be made up of two wires here, one carrying current in this direction, another in this direction. So now I have two loops, one the upper loop, that is loop 1, and one is the below loop, that is loop 2. If I talk about loop 1, current is I, area is L square. If you curl your fingers in the direction of current, your thumb will point in the direction of positive x. So this will be I cap. If I talk about M2, again I into L square. If you curl your fingers for loop 2 in the direction of current, your thumb will point in the direction of positive j. So your net magnetic moment will be right. So this is how we find out the magnetic moment or magnetic dipole moment of the current carrying loop, right? Okay. Note, for a parallelogram, say carrying current, area vector for this parallelogram will be AB vector cross BC vector, right? Or you can say BC cross CD, or you can say CD cross DA. So any two consecutive sides. Got my point? You will get the same result. This formula will be utilized in a lot of questions, so be careful about this. So just like we have discussed electric dipole in a uniform electric field, we can say current carrying loop in a uniform magnetic field First of all, net force will be 0. Torque will be equal to m cross p. And third, potential energy will be equal to. These all results are synonymous with what we have discussed for electric dipole in a uniform electric field. Please remember, when we are saying this, reference is when angle between M and B is 90 degrees. Okay? Clear? For loops having n turns, the magnetic moment then will be n into I into A. Very important. Okay? This is for loops having n turns. Fine? We then talk about revolving electrons. So say there is an electron which is revolving in this sense. So can I say, if it is revolving in this direction, say with angular velocity omega, I can assume there is a positive charge of same magnitude revolving in opposite direction. Correct? There is a charge, positive charge revolving in opposite direction. So this is also the direction of current. Now say if I consider this small segment, can I say in t seconds, E charge flows through it. So in 1 second, E by T charge flows. Can I say charge flowing per unit time is nothing but current? So current through that segment will be E by T. And T can be written as 2 pi by omega. So can I say this is nothing but the current? So can I say the current in the loop can be written like E omega by 2 pi? So can I say magnetic field at the center of the loop will be mu naught I by 2r, r being the radius. If I put the value of I, it will then become if I ask you the magnetic moment of this, it will be I into A. Instead of I can write so in this way we can analyze a revolving electron being a current carrying loop with this given current I, right? You can note this down. Suppose for a ring, there is a ring. A charge q of mass m is uniformly distributed on a ring. We are trying to find out magnitude of magnetic field at the center, and second, we are trying to find out the magnitude of magnetic moment. Say this ring is revolving with omega, okay, and the charge is positive. So I can say, let's say in a time dt, through this area, small cross section, charge contained in this line d theta or in this arc r d theta crosses this area. So in dt time, dq charge crosses and that dq charge is nothing but charge per unit length into length of the arc. Charge per unit length is total charge by total circumference into length of the arc is r d theta. So this is q into d theta by 2 pi. So in dt time, q d theta by 2 pi charge flows. In 1 second then, so the current then will be d theta by dt can be written as omega. If this is the current, the answer to the first part then is field at the center is mu naught I by 2r, r being the radius. So mu naught by 2r, I put the value of I. And second, the magnitude of magnetic dipole moment, I put the value of I into area. I also want to take your attention to one more point here. If I consider angular momentum magnitude, I can write that as mr square because the mass is spread on a ring, and for a ring, moment of inertia about an axis passing through the center and perpendicular to plane is mr square. Now look at this value. If I put the value of m, if I put the value of angular momentum, it should have been mr square into omega. It will then become q by 2m. Right? To avoid confusion of double m, let's say I denote the mass by small m, which I have done here actually. So this should have been written by small m. So this ratio then is going to be fulfilled for any kind of charge distribution. Gyrometric ratio. This is known as gyrometric ratio. And from Bohr's model, angular momentum is quantized and it is nh by 2 pi. So we can say magnetic moment can be written as, where me is the mass of electron. So we know charge on electron, say, is E. L is nh by 2 pi by 2 me. This will become 4 pi me. If I put the value of n as 1, this is known as Bohr's magneton. This is known as Bohr's magneton. You can note this down. We also discussed oscillation of current carrying loop. In a uniform magnetic field. Suppose I have a loop carrying current I, and if I displace this by an angle theta, torque will be mb sin theta, and it will be in a sense opposite to which you have rotated the angle theta, so it will be minus. This is the torque. Since we have given a small displacement, considering we have displaced it by a very small angle, so I can replace sin theta by theta. I can equate it to a restoring torque like this, and hence omega will turn out to be, so time period will be 2 pi by omega. So loop will oscillate about an axis passing through center of mass. Right? Very important. These three questions are home assignment. In addition to these three questions, then you also have this question as home assignment. Do try these questions then. I'll provide you the solutions of these questions in the next video. Thank you everyone.